We thought he was going to be terrible. 2 maps later, he's looking like one of the very best in the game on this map specifically. So 5 wins free in the plus 63 margin. These have been dominant on the map, dominant in the game mode. Now they just need to bring it together on land, and it is the perfect first look at this squad.
Here we go, folks. Map number 1, the LA Thieves taking on Boston Breach here in Winners. Straight into the point we go. On board with Mr. Damage himself, Scrap, and yeah, ever since those first few go-arounds, it's been very different indeed. Purge in the feed with a nice 2 there chance, top side of the map, all Boston.
Yeah, and opening salvo, you're just looking for space, looking to flip the spawns, you're trying to do everything you possibly can, but right now Boston keeping things more or less under control. Got the bodies on the hill as well, but there's a kill feed for LA Thieves. That's gonna be all 4 players dead. Scrap moving to the top.
A ghosty, oh boy, right on top of the spawners. Purge the only man he didn't account for there, and he didn't do the full count. So now, a very interesting moment here where this is going to turn on its head. That's right, Purge manages to stay alive, but for how long? For a lot longer than he thought. That's another 3 down now. Massive turning. Hydra's got to stay alive on the backside.
Shout out to Purge. IQ plays coming through right there, and his team's going to have the initial time. But the question is, do you actually hunt down the player in Hydra? No. You're caught unaware, but Cammy guns him down, so Hydra maybe a little bit too quick. And those spawns aren't going to be blocked, so Cammy right back in the action. Boston still in top.
Scrap's going up for the fight through the parking lot. Oh, nice shots on a Cammy. They take over Awakening as well. So the last man left alive on the point is going to be Purge. Can he find any kills out of this life? And he cannot indeed. There's a clean break for the LA Thieves. They're on side, they're on time.
And that is just simply too easy. They get the setup. Cammy spawns in the back, and everybody just loses their ones. Now Thieves pushed out Hydra. If he's the front man, you're feeling confident. Does some damage. There's the trades rolling through, and I mean, he got 2 ARs in time. 1 single flank here from Scoopy, but they're on top of it. Scoop that one up, gun everybody down, and that is a 4-man wipe in the feed. Thieves comfortable to get that final point.
A decent battle there on P2. Over towards the 3rd high point, we go up towards fences. Cammy's going to be there first and foremost in position. Hydra has just caught Snoopy out on the timing, but not on the kills. Envoy trades, and now straight over time. Cammy, huge amount of damage out there on the cross, as Envoy has him pinned. Will he check the right corner? Oh, a little bit more than that, he gets the kill.
I mean, fancy feet right there, and that is a clean and easy rotation as well. I was watching on the mini-map, Ghosty was just playing with the food, picking off guys off spawn, and right now Boston fighting a massive uphill battle. They break through the time for the moment. Problem is, still haven't dealt with Ghosty, who already has a Hellstorm.
Yeah, it's a 4 spree and a Hellstorm. He's got himself a whole lot working out for him right now. 36 seconds in the hill. Hydra now cleans out 10. A perfect setup right now from the Thieves. Awakening has managed to sneak on through, and unfortunately a bit of a contest here. Cammy is going to be the red dot on the minimap. Now Awakening joining him on Hydra. Cleans up pair. Can he get the 3rd? He can indeed.
Clean and easy. It is going to be like that all tournament long, and that is a virtually perfect hill. You had some chip damage rolling through there from Boston, but ultimately they got nothing except for maybe this rotation. They win the opening gunfight. They got a trophy nearby as well, and Cammy pulling out the Jackal, wants the kills, is going to get them, and they have the feed. They have the initial time. You want the full 60, you'll be right back in the game.
You want the full 60, but again, it's going to be a situation like P2 where, yeah, bad news, fellas. The setup is one thing.
Oh my God.
In the end, is Envoy finds 2, and that's Ghosty singled onto Purge. What a break. And it wasn't necessarily the Hellstorm that got the job done. A massive amount of turn there from the LA Thieves. It's wind in their sails now, folks.
That's a fatality moment, I feel like there. I mean, you just had, in a 3v4 situation, Thieves winning all the gunfights, so break's already in. Purge, though, fancy feet in another 2-piece he's able to collect, but right now, if you're looking at the score column, Awakening Snoopy struggling to get anything going.
Right, they got the hill time. Hydra now back at it. Ghosty, 2nd man in, not able to get any kills. That's a nice 3 in the feed for the Boston boys, and the final 10 seconds going to go their way. First set in the books, folks. LA Thieves walking away with a solid chunk of time. A little shy of the 100-point mark, though, and Purge 9 and 11 now. 10 and 11 there for Cammy, and it's not a tremendous amount of production for Boston.
Now, again, 2 players right now that just need to get a touch more active. Snoopy, once he gets going, he can be virtually unstoppable. And in the feed, that's a clean 3 there coming in for Boston. Able to get this P1 time as well. And you trade out Envoy. Every body spawning up towards the boat. And Boston should be able to fund him through on the map.
Boston eyes on this spawn. Purge will be the first line of defense. So Soupy and Awakening find their respective kills now. 2 through the top side. Purge finds 1. Purge can't get the second. They scrap the 2 in the feed. Cammy the immediate trade, and that is all 4 indeed, folks. Time going the way of Boston still.
And this has been a sort of comfortable moment for them as well, doing a really clean and easy job maintaining the spawns. One pinch to get everybody off the time. Hydra hitting some wicked shots, though, downrange. And once again, Purge somehow finds himself in a spot where he has to make a pop-off play to try to get this P2 time, and he is simply overwhelmed.
Too many thieves all over the map there to deal with him. Cammy, the lone man in the hill. Oh, makes it an awkward moment. Snaps on a Ghosty, finds himself a second. Cameraman Gilligan keeping the backline safe. Spawns, though, still close there for the Thieves. They're still in contest for this point.
And Zig is going to be clear. Now you got to turn your attention towards the back. I think I got the trophy as well. Here comes the hit.
Here we go. 2 through the back door. Envoy first man, and a lot of damage. Trades complete. Only one left alive now is going to be Ghosty. Has to pump the brakes for a second. Whoa, nearly gets the kill, but there we go. Awakening. Last man alive.
And he needs the support. They're going to be quicker here than his teammates are. Wins the second one. He's done everything he can. Get him the time, and he gives you a little bit extra. Boston now have the numbers in the fight for the final 30. They already have the lead. You can start to run it up.
Wait, Ghosty. There we go. Snoopy pushes that last player out. Here comes the Zig hit. Nothing from the hit. Scrap traded out, and what a P2 this has been. The battle's still raging. Awakening. Oh my! Envoy, what a win. And that could be a lead change once again.
And that's a big fight for the final 15 as well. That's 15 seconds Thieves get that Boston would have loved to have had. And on the rotation, Hydra already making an impact on one side, but while he's traded out, the red arrows on the minimap so close to this new time.
They're on the way, and that's it. Wait a minute, it's a fast hit from Boston. Rapid attack now. Snoopy finds 2, traded out. It's going to be all red now as Boston Breacher found dead. Push now through fences, and it is not an easy one.
And the fact that you go from the P2 scrap time and you just win the break on P3, Snoopy, you're forcing this out early, which is a great thing for the rotation of the Rock Hill right now for LA Thieves. They do fall, and Boston are going to be able to secure this time. The question is, though, for how long? 30 seconds is plenty to fight for.
Purge is holding this down. No one's getting through without big damage. Nice 2-piece there. Envoy finally fighting his way out. Back over the time. 20 seconds to go here for Boston Breach. What a hard point this has been. Lead is firmly in their hands. Snoopy's got the possibility to go wild here. And he get any over the top. He crosses over a player, chasing red dots. Last man down, cleaned up. 10 seconds to go. Rotation to new, all LA.
And there's what the Hellstorm got you. It got you a lead going into P4, but you're not going to have it for the rotation. But you are winning some of the entry gunfights. Right now, number 3, Envoy, has to do this himself.
He's got to do it alone. Hydra's going to back him up in a second. Trophy just saves the day. The second there. Awakening tagged up, taken care of. 3 down. That's the 4th. That's the LA Thieves in control.
And Envoy wins the gunfight, stays alive, and buys his teammates enough time to get in the mix, and they are now dominant on top of this hill. Working on the deficit, they might be able to take the lead, and Boston squaring up towards the middle of the map to win the entry gunfight on Hydra. Now you're looking for the break.
Man advantage for now. Corner to corner. Cleans up the first. Second man down. Onto the third. And Scrap can't get them all, but what a hole. Thieves are there.
And that is perfection in the comms and perfection in the timing there from Scrap. Had everything dialed in.
Oh man, lead change. What a second set this has been. Quick contest. Whoa, an awkward gunfight. Cammy walks away with it after a team kill. And now the final run here. This is looking fantastic for both teams now. As the second set comes to a close, let's go for a listen in with the LA Thieves.
In secret, 1 bullet. In secret, 1 bullet still.
Okay, take out time.
I don't see secret.
There's
I'm
plenty
camping their low secret. I'm in their low secret. Might have
Yo,
window on me. Window. He hit window. In window still.
1 bullet window. It's Snoop.
One there, open. Open at time.
Snoop in window.
It's all time.
Low secret
They're
dead.
close.
Nice.
Snoop close weak.
I play for the time.
Our side are close. Our side dead.
4.
Time
Nice. He's R open right now. Office side open.
Okay,
Open.
open.
Snoopy's their top close.
Yeah, open.
Just wait.
Open on me.
Snoopy's close.
Yeah. Hit our top close right now.
Open it.
Our top close.
I'm just banging the hill.
I don't see nothing.
We need
Close.
Take out time.
Need this B2, boys. Need this
Top
B2.
Yo, open. Snoop.
They're waterfall.
Waterfall.
Close. Jumping on time and open.
Our open and then pull on time. Close on time. Yeah.
25 seconds.
Yeah, play this time still.
Make sure we keep playing together. Get the scrap. Yo, come flat with me, Osman.
I'm already P4.
I'm in secret. I killed the gun
You want
time.
P4? P4 still.
All time dead.
2 open.
Child waterfall.
Yo, one.
Back
Deep
up
secret.
open. Back up open. Go through. Our side open, Ernie, still. There's 2 P4.
I fucked in, by the way.
Deep lobby. Deep lobby.
Two. One top spiral, 1 on old.
Hold it.
That guy's spawning
5
out.
seconds, 5
Spawning out.
seconds.
You go forward. Spawning up, spawning up.
Going well. This
I
is
think
together.
this one's in. I don't
Close
know
right, go right.
Close wall, Benny. Dead.
Nice.
Nice. I'm
Yeah,
just
one
top
front
spiral.
new and 1 on time.
Probably D back. Yeah, D back on the statue. I'm nading it.
There's only 1 there right now. He's gonna be driveway as well. I
To
spawned
the
front.
back.
I
Nice
naded
one to the back.
deep on the car. He's naded on the car weak.
1 bullet. Behind the yellow cup.
Deep statue with
2
me.
to the back, guys.
2 in the back.
And one's close side door. Or backside Lambo.
Yeah, one's back lobby right now. And 1 on time.
Lambo.
Nice. 1 on
Nice
time.
play.
I'm
Time.
just breaking the hill. I'm just breaking the hill.
I'm taking a
Yeah.
right.
Front side time.
I'm already on the right.
Close side door.
He's cold side door, yeah, still.
On the Eddie dead.
Go side door me.
Stay alive.
Sean side door. Side door me.
Behind the yellow cup. Behind the yellow cup.
Nice slide,
It's one back. It's one back.
Left dead.
Back left, nice.
That's one back.
Close.
Ready, 3, 2 shot.
Skyline, weak. He's half out. On the
1v1.
rock.
School left.
Mid.
Nice, I'm getting you.
Shit on.
Nice, 3.
Hold.
Nice.
Just purge.
All split in the back.
One shot is fuck here.
No, I'm on you. Just
You love it.
Nothing
First against
anymore.
Sparrow.
Nothing
First
anymore.
against Sparrow. Snoopy.
Nothing
Yeah,
anymore.
top close.
Yeah,
Jump
just
close,
get my plat. You guys have plat?
Front, yeah. Close window.
Nothing front.
Window right now.
Nothing play from old. They're hitting you guys.
1, 2 to front.
Ivor gets flat pinch now. They
Watch
can't
out,
pinch flat. They're hitting front.
Outer, boys.
Inner, outer.
They're both inner and out. They're just playing front.
I can nade time.
Trump plat. Outer plat can't be dead. I'm one shot here. I'm holding plat pinch. I plat pinch.
On time. One bullet. Two on time. One
Inner,
bullet.
inner.
Nice.
Nice.
I plat pinch.
Straight up.
Plat.
Nice.
Nice. Hold on.
Big 40, boys. Big 40, boys. Big 40.
Pitching window fast.
Yeah, go. How much you
Outer
timing
right now, first guy.
Have you timing you?
I'm in. Help him.
Outer can't be
outer,
dead. I got
Yo,
you.
timing you.
Low you one.
I got streak skin. Low you.
What a Hardpoint set, what a great listening again. Thieves, a little calm, and the final lead change here, chance in the business end of the game.
I mean, I'll say not my favorite listen in, maybe looking for a little bit more, but they started to find it in the feed. Ghosty, another spree. That is 7 in a row, seemingly unkillable.
Unkillable indeed, another Hellstorm still to play with here. Snoopy contesting on the point, finds one. Can he get the second kill? He sure can, ladies and gentlemen. Over now to another rock Hardpoint. Thieves in control. They have the Hellstorm for the break. Anything in the back pocket for Boston Breach? I doubt it. Scrapping 2.
I mean, again, the Rock Hill, they have been on point, on rotation towards it, and they got everything pushed out. This is a dream setup right now for LAP.
Yeah, this could be game. This really could be it right here and now. 3 players on time. The one man roaming out towards P2. Here we go. Ghosty with eyes on. How many kills can he get? Nothing just yet. Off spawn, likely to see the Hellstorm. Here we go. On towards time. A big kill from Purge. Cammy finds his. All down. Once again, another break.
I mean, that was the dream setup, and that does not last any time at all. And now Ghosty, this is a desperation Hellstorm. You get the guy out of time and you get your team back in the mix. Boston trying to pounce quick.
Boston got to get going right now, boys. Scrap all through the front door once again. Snoopy winning the big ones. Awakening on the trades again and again. Another break.
They leave the point and get right back in. Perfectly oscillating to dodge that Hellstorm. And hey, this is 10 seconds worth fighting for. Hydra chalking it up, leaving it for his teammates. They're trying to get out of dodge, and Snoopy is picking them apart along the way.
Big kills across the way. Lead change in the dire hours now for Boston Breach. And a battle on P1 as Snoopy finds another 2-piece. 4 now on the spree. 37 overall. 10 for the win. Thieves, you gotta get going. You gotta get in the point now. Snoop's still killing. Snoop's still rolling. And I don't believe it, folks. Map 1, Boston Breach. I don't think the crowd could believe it either.
And roaring in the comms as well. Now, 2 major points of note for the side there of Boston. One, Cammy, lights out from start to finish. Man finished with 37 kills. He led the lobby in damage. But the turnaround that Snoopy just had, we called him out earlier. Him and Big Wake did not start off too hot. Snoopy, we don't say it often, but he was not getting in the mix with his boys. But that was at the front half of the game. By the end of it, Snoopy ascended, and he finished top of the lobby, goes on a tear towards the end. And even for the listening we had with LA Thieves, Snoopy was a dominant presence in their comms, calling him out constantly. No one was there for the trade.
Well, the only thing we kept hearing was Hydra, 1 bullet Snoopy. 1 bullet Snoopy every time, man. Wow, what a start to this series, folks. North of 4K damage for both Cammy and Snoopy. Sensational performances from both of them. Cammy was a 3-piece machine. It was 3 at any given time. And every time, even with the LA Thieves listening chance, individually, still very impressive, but just getting picked apart. Fantastic breaks when they needed them. But towards the end there, even with the Hellstorm, multiple Hellstorms, saw 3 in the game alone. The Thieves just couldn't get it done.
The fact that they were able to consistently dodge him as well on the Rock Hill and be able to get back in the mix. This is a devastating moment. That's a 4-man wipe in the feed, and they ended up actually getting back into the Rock Hill on the very next break. So there was a ton of different moments for Boston where it's a one and done. You mess up the break, you're getting cooked, you're throwing away a full 60, and things are going to be painful, but they executed every single time, and I mean, great moments. It's not just Snoopy that was able to turn things around. That was Awakening on a P2 that did his job and then some. Maybe picked up 2 extra kills. A lot of teammates get in the mix, and I mean, I don't know how much like crazy sort of pop-off stuff there was outside of a few moments, but Boston, that is a clean game through and through. I mean, Burge had those moments on P2, popping the 2 pieces as well to sort of keep things afloat. So ultimately, the entire team, they can plays.
Making plays indeed, and you needed them to pull a hard point away from one of the best hardpoint teams we have in the league right now in the form of the LA Thieves, if not the best outright. And Snoopy, moments like this, man, he came to play today. A full night of sleep and a hearty breakfast got he and Cammy a tremendous amount of kills and damage. But that's how you close out the first map. Great stuff, Boston. You have started this series with a sensational upset. Can you keep it going in S&D?
Well, keep in mind, though, this is sort of the LA Thieves threat. If it was Major 1, as we look at how narrow this game was, but if it was Major 1 and Thieves dropped the first map, I think the fans would be terrified. They would be shook. They'd be looking at Boston's S&D and go, this might actually be a massive problem. But they've turned that around. The path to victory against this squad is no longer a 2-3-5. You're going to have to battle them on every single map. So that is the type of nail biter it's going to require to beat this team. But Boston, I mean, they're showing off the goods there, and ultimately for Breach, in stage 1, phenomenal online. Coming to the major, they were not able to execute. That has been the story for this team. They're trying to put things together for this very moment. An early advantage and staying on Hacienda as well. Boston Breach fans going to be happy.
Happy indeed. I mean, I'm as a happy caster. There's chances of this being a 3-0 now a little bit slimmer. Chance, how are we feeling about the S&D though? Again, you set it up. It's 2-3-5. It's been the name of the game for the LA Thieves. Search and Destroy, major talking point for them in Major 2. It has been one of the biggest turnarounds for them in their gameplay. Is that still the case today?
Well, I think it's going to be a very interesting one, because if I'm thinking back to the Carolina versus Vancouver Surge match, it was a red card that came through, which has been the bread and butter for Carolina. And Neptune in the interview was just like, this is all we did. We game planned for it. We knew what map was going to get through. We figured out their tendencies. Now we're good to go. So while LA Thieves have the better record in the game mode, they've also been showing their hand the entire stage. Hydra, especially, the man that has been making the adjustments in the game mode. I don't know if it's the fun game plan of shut Hydra down, win the map, but Boston are going to be cooking something up. And on a Hacienda, we already know how creative they like to get. Boston, the moment they get that man advantage, they will be grouping up together on the map, and they have been constantly making plays. They have no fear in their hearts. This has been their game mode. They have been incredible, but obviously, you have an LA Thieves that have been in form. They have dominant wins. They have had the hot hand in this game mode. And of course, the fact that they took Boston down in a 6-2 the last time they played, they have an advantage in this series as well.
No red card, thankfully, for now. We go, folks. Map 2. Another electrifying winners bracket matchup here at Major 2. Big wait with the bomb. Nearly with the first blood. Snoopy's playing way aggressive. Gets it. The trades are complete though, and Awakening does drop that bomb. So now, Cammy on the hunt. Big advantage now to the Boston boys. Only one man left.
Gone. Cammy strikes again, and that is the hyperactive play we are talking about for Boston Breach. They do not play with fear. That was a 4-man middle of the map hit. Send the 2 SMGs down low, send the ARs up high, and I think LA Thieves effectively just got ran over in round 1. Players getting hunted, shot in the back, a scattered moment and a scattered push. I mean, that's as good as it gets for the round 1 strat.
Camry dropped 202 damage in round 1. Kill and an assist. We'll see if he can keep this roll going. Attacking around now for the Thieves. We'll see what they've got. It's a nice fan across the map. Ghosty making his way out here towards well. We've got players way pushed up towards the B-bomb site, but again, Envoy waiting for the intel from the lads before he diverts their attention.
And this is not a confident strat coming out of LA Thieves. If you're spreading the map and play for picks, well, the counter to that is to play for picks as well. So they're just waiting for Boston to make a mistake, but Boston, in the meantime, taking space, might be able to overwhelm Ghosty by well. There's the first blood rolling through, and Ghosty, we saw the stuns and 2 players on his screen, simply overwhelmed. Man advantage, Boston.
It's steamrolled. I mean, not an advantage that is too great to overcome, and there we go. 3v3, pressure now towards the A side of the map. Hydra doesn't check it. Snoopy walks away with the kill.
He walks away with his life as well. He gets out of dodge. You maintain the man advantage.
There we go. Makes it a 2. Last man Envoy. It's a 1v2 now. Breach still with the advantage.
Does have bomb in hand, so a small window of optimism, but he right now is putting himself in a pinch, and that does not last. Boston Breach again. Handle him. And Snoopy's over there shaking his head. This is a little too easy for him.
I mean, that 2v certainly helps. Hydra was relatively free as he runs past him, but Scrap was certainly a square-out fight. And kudos to the boys. I mean, they called the hit. Envoy hit a double back to make sure he had the option to go to B as well, and Boston did not take the bait. They called it, and they went back towards A, the perfect pinch on the bomb site.
And they also sniffed out the opening break. If they spread the map, nothing active is happening. What lane do we want to hit? And they had 3 players going over towards well to simply overwhelm Ghosty. And you just cut the head off the snake to get things started. And now 3 players grouped up together. Look at LA Thieves stacked in the middle of the map, ready for that on the defensive end. But for the moment, nobody's home.
Yeah, nobody home. You're going to have eyes on the players through top dark as well. So this should be a square-up fight, and it's not barely a fight. It's Cammy. Takes care of Envoy.
And they're gone. I mean, just like that. 2 players on defense for LA Thieves now out of the picture. And now how do you read this pressure on the map? LA Thieves, no information. Nobody's tweaking for the moment. But how close you could be, Hydra, if he gets a little too active, he'd fall into the trap.
Oh, Boston were playing for the double cross. They were hoping that they send it through well. No one here just yet.
And the timing's so perfect. They're wrapping over to the B site. It is empty as soon as Boston move in.
Again, a pensive approach here from Boston, but Snoopy, there we go. Get that bomb down ASAP. He's going to net himself the RCXD. Ghosty gone! Man advantage still Boston Bridge, and they plant the bomb.
Perfect setup, though. Awakening for well, 1 guy over for dark, and he got the intel on him.
If Hydra goes on the outside as well, Awakening, oh my god, a big win there from Snoopy. Hydra does win the fight against Awakening. Snap pressure on towards the bomb site, spotted out. Snoopy's on the run, the gunfight, oh, what a win from Hydra. Now a 1v1, 20 seconds on the clock, and Cammy with the high ground.
There's just no time. Gotta find the kill.
Hydra's on the prowl, on the hunt. Oh, an uncharacteristic mistake from the Phenom. Ice cold from Cammy.
It would have been the bailout. I don't know how. I thought Awakening would have called Hydra out coming through well, but even with that little bit of opportunity, dropped the ball. And that could have been a moment for LA Thieves to get back in the mix. Instead, Boston maintain all of the momentum. And maybe nerves setting in. Again, that listening was not emphatic from LA Thieves. They were lacking some energy. They got to find a way to kick it up, and they got to find it quick.
Yeah, the old air melee, you know, he was far away from that. That's not a great sign. Plenty of time to turn that around still, but 3-0. Boston Breach has been a delightful search and destroy here on Hacienda. And Cammy, right off the hard point, right into this map, looking good. Outstanding, Hydra. Remember me from the last round? First blood.
That's an easy first blood, too. No sweat on that one, and they're just committing in a 3v4. They're praying for the post plant.
Oh yeah, we got all over the top of the map. Envoy, tagged up. There's too many players to deal with now. He does get the intel on a couple. And Ghosty from down low. They should sniff this position out, and they do! It is perfect! I mean, the bomb is halfway done. Scrap's got to try to make a check on this one, but there's nobody home. And I tell you what, folks, you may not see a more perfect moment from Breach in this S&D.
And those are shades of the stage 1 S&D right there coming through from LA Thieves, where they try to pokeball Hydra, send him out for a prayer of a first blood. And I mean, he just runs full sprint into death. And then after that, you try to make a confident play. No, you plant the bomb and you hope things just work out. I mean, you are falling into old habits in a moment where you can no longer afford to. You drop the ball on the first hard point, despite the fact that Ghosty had 2 Hellstorms. Now Boston bringing the fight to you. 3 out of 4 on the first blood front. And the only man that's gotten a first blood for LA Thieves is Ghosty, and that is the only kill he has had all map.
4-0 thus far. Boston again playing with tremendous confidence. Cammy on the outer coverage. Now they've won these gunfights in the past. Previous rounds has gone their way. Purge in a classic corner. Oh dear. Oh! There ain't no way that should never have happened. Snoopy now can't win the trade battle. Man advantage. Well and truly in the hands of the Thieves. Can Awakening do the impossible?
I have good news for Envoy. At least his teammates didn't have to see that. And they get around on the board. Okay, so a fun moment there for the first blood, but gentlemen, LA Thieves, finish of gunfights.
Can we lock in?
That is 1 in 9, or 2 in 9, excuse me, for the 2 SMG players, although Hydra, a pop-off round, able to add a couple extras to the board, so maybe he's able to turn things around just a touch, but that is certainly a bad sign, potentially, of things to come, because Envoy knew he was here the entire time.
Oh, no.
Purge is built different.
Not ideal. Envoy, though, a player who's faced his fair share of adversity. He's been in tougher spots than this. 1 round to the Thieves. Is it all they needed to get things going? And the answer is maybe not. Hydra, lovely shots, trades to complete those. Snoopy once again comes out on top. Envoy managing to make something happen here, but a 1v2, and they have eyes on. Here comes the battle. Boston, Breach, flatten the LA Thieves.
Yeah, these guys are dialed in too. That was the perfect strat. I mean, just read them like a book. You had LA Thieves going for a 2-2 split. Boston countered it perfectly, and just because they're on the defensive end, guys like Snoopy able to get in that hallway just a little bit quicker and overwhelm them. I mean, that is a perfect counter strat, and this is S&D. This is not how it was going for Thieves on the online qualifiers. They are getting read and taken to task. Boston, they have done their homework. A round away from going up 2-0 in the series, maybe having an initial shock upset in this tournament.
That point. Boston on the 3-1 split once again. 3 towards A, the Soul Man, Purge over towards B. Stock standard stuff out of Boston. They have not deviated from the plan too much. However, this time, immediate trades dealt with. Purge once again on the sneak. Great timing on Scrap, not enough for the kill. Can any of his teammates get there in time? Snoopy's on the run, and he's managed to escape with his life.
Oh, that's so unlucky. Snoopy was trying to get that one-shot kill. He just could not find him. A disappearing act there from Envoy, and now a good round from LA Thieves. Purge, though, plenty of time to work with in a 1v3. The bomb is down. Should be unclutchable. But Purge is a smart enough player to try to sniff it out.
Sniffs that. Gets away once again with his life. Now full regen. Full knowledge of one player, 30 seconds to go. Whew. Thieves, stay alive.
That's good movement as well, but the crucial moment in that round is Purge, the player. He got one shot that snuck his way into Ewer connector, just able to get out with his life, and Snoopy overcommitted to try to find that final kill with a one-shot call and just couldn't get it done. So good execution there. An opportunity to stay in the mix, but still for Boston, a single round away from going up 2-0.
Yeah, Scrap survival skills, 99 after that one-shot attempt. A flurry of comms there from the Boston boys. They know you're so close to closing this out. Do not relent.
In last round, they shut the door down over towards B, so now it's a 2-2 split. Or maybe just everybody squaring up top mid.
Big time square up. Hydra crosses the halfway mark. The B-bomb site wide open right now, but here come Boston. An aggressive counter-attack on the cards. Cammy will be the first man into the fray. Stuns and nades. Everything's going over the top. 2 trophies now at play for the LA Thieves. Here we go, folks. They're going to whir away. The gunfight's already on. Damage is dealt. But wait, right through the front line. Awakening finds his. Scrap on the rock. Finds 3. There we go. The last man, Cammy. And there's simply no way the Thieves once again hold.
That's a bold moment, too. That's almost like a P4 retake where you actually had LA Thieves a man down. They were not expecting all the front pressure, but they deliver nonetheless. Envoy especially able to give you a big 2 kills. Him and Scrap holding it down, and Hydra just there for the finisher. But I like the switcher from LA Thieves. They stay over on the B site, pull a little trick, and say, hey, we might have got it dominated over on this section map last time, but we'll be a little bit more prepared.
1 round at a time. That's all you really need. 5-3 Boston Breach. When will you start to lose that courage? Bomb exchanges hands a little quickly there. Awakening now the carrier. The guns are up at the ready, though the LA Thieves find the first blood. No read. Perfect stun there from Snoopy is going to slow those players down. 2 of them now moving in to try and take care of it.
What a decision by Snoopy just to get out of dodge instead of trying to win the next gunfight. He would have been overwhelmed. Now you might be able to isolate a player.
What a play from Snoopy, staying alive. Envoy there, the only man with eyes on the B-bomb site for now. And Snoopy. Snoopy!
That's the isolation. That was the only player by himself on the LA Thieves. No trades to be found in a 2v2.
Snoopy now has sight. Purge with the bomb on the recovery. 35 seconds to make a decision on the plant.
Snoopy that might be unstoppable. Double digits already. He's cleared it out, and LA Thieves fear him. They were not trying to square up. They are purely playing for the retake. Hydra and Scrap versus Purge and Snoop.
Boston, can they deal with Hydra? Stun connects. Pressure now on towards the site. Purge wins the fight and turns it into a 1v1.
It's huge. He knows he's going against an SMG as well, and he's pulling out all the stops.
The Phenom makes his way towards the site, trying to make something happen here. Oh! A 1v1 win from Hydra. 3 rounds in a row.
And Purge played that perfectly from start to finish, and Hydra built different. French Phenom, pure reaction time, pure gunny, and the lifeline for his team.
Well, Thieves fans, pulse check. You're still alive. Hydra, what a 1v1 win.
I mean, look, don't miss, don't lose. Hydra doesn't miss a bullet and has to kill the final 2 in the round. He has leveled up his S&D gameplay. Now he's showing off the goods for the clutch.
One more round and they level up the map. Breach. We're testing the resolve in a big way. Once again, an aggressive 3-1 here on defense. Overwhelming the A-bomb side of the map. That's massive damage into Hydra. Can they finish him off with a grenade? A miss on the windowsill. Nerves starting to kick it.
They backed him down though, LA Thieves. How quick are you on this rotation? Nope, they are sending it home towards this A site. Or maybe turtling up.
It's the double cross once again. They haven't given up space on the A-bomb site. Breach over by B.
And Cammy would be the man to spot this out. Trophies getting tossed around, so maybe a little bit of noise, and Boston prowling. Quick on the retake. Here's battle for the first blood. Envoy dropped.
Bomb down as well. A massive win from Purge. Now Hydra on the pinch. Trying to level this up as best he can. Cammy, his red dot now shown on the minimap. Hydra with a bomb recovery. They're still able to get this down at A.
They're trying to move. They don't want to deal with the high ground. Try to get out and see if you can catch a player. Isolation. There might be a freebie, but Cammy delivers and Scrap for a 1v3 when you need him the most.
Scrap now once again keeping the hopes of the LA Thieves alive here in the Search and Destroy. He's made his way towards B. There's nobody home, and that's his plan.
One bit of good news, he plants for the God spot. You can play this from office. You can see it from so many places. As tough as it gets for Boston, but here comes the hit.
Here comes the hit. Scrap. An AR in hand, his trusty aims. How lucky will he be? And luck has nothing to do with it. Boston Breach, a 2-0 lead here in the winner's bracket over the Thieves.
And for a team that it feels like the entire community may have counted out in this series, how the tables have turned and Thieves hiding, scared from Snoopy. I mean, that is dominance in map number 1 and dominance in map number 2. Snoopy out here playing like the MVP, but that's for the 2-0 lead. We might have a lot of Call of Duty left to be played, but Boston showing they are on form.
Boston certainly coming to play so far. Well, folks, I mean, technically a 3-0 is still possible. Statistically unlikely, but at this point in time, I'm willing to throw the stat sheet way out the window. Sorry, Easy Mac, no offense, but right now, Boston Breach, what a lead they have in this series. The LA Thieves, our super team, coming into this one, the unquestionable favorites. They find themselves down in a bad way.
In Boston Breach, nothing to lose. How about that from Snoop? 11 kills, 9 of them untraded. Everybody else on his team racking up the assist and the first bloods. That is utterly dominant in the first blood category. 7-3 in favor of Boston. They have done their homework. They had perfect counter strats as well rolling through. Everybody getting active and getting involved. Boston, I mean, look, I don't know how nervy you are coming into the series, but it's clearly one where they have nothing to lose. They got the vibes falling after map 1 and now overperforming. Take a look at the double B coming through for the first 2 maps.
I mean, we thought this might be a Lala series, but no, right now it's just buh, and it's buh because it's badass stuff out of Boston. Vault Control came up in a moment, and again, Thieves, they have been the masters of the control mode. I think the series could go the distance. I wonder what the desk thinks.
3-0. Yeah. No, Boston popping off in this tournament. You love to see it. And we think back to Major 1. That was the last time we had an 8 seed go up against a 1 seed. Miami went on to finish top 3 after taking down Optic. Now, could LA Thieves fall early on? Nameless, there's not a good record for teams that go perfect in a qualifier.
Brother, I am mind blown. What is going on that stage right now? I mean, you look at it and you're like, okay, LA Thieves in every way, shape, and form have been better than them these last few weeks. Just played them and dominated them. But what we saw on that map 1, setting the tone, was Cameron McGilligan taking over on the P2, makes a huge play. We'll go over the highlights, but I think all of us, we're just kind of at a loss for words.
Let's first jump into the search and destroy. And Alan, how do you go up this big if you're Boston Breach early on?
I've always kind of looked at this Boston team as long as one of the ARs can just shoot back and create space, Snoopy's going to get lost and just destroy your setups. And that's exactly what has happened, not even just in the search, but also in the hard point. Snoopy's just gotten free, he's gotten around the back line, and LA haven't been able to keep track of him.
And I've seen a new angle, I feel like, from Boston Breach throughout the entirety of this search and destroy, where they are just wolf-packing everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're on attack, it doesn't matter if they're on the defense. The retakes have been unreal from the side of Boston Breach. Every time you stare at the minimap, it is highly unlikely you're going to isolate one of these players. And it has paid out in dividends, because for LA Thieves, on their side of things, they're feeling confident, right? And so you're going to find one of those players kind of hunting for that initial pick, running through these hallways. And when you run into 2-3 Boston Breach players, you're not going to win that trade battle. So for the Boston Breach, I love the way that they have approached this search and destroy versus LA Thieves.
Some huge clutches as Hydra gets the 1v1 there, but in round 10, it was all Boston Breach and Purge sealing the deal, Ann.
Yeah, did a good job like using your lead. You know, that's how you become a great search team, is like utilizing your lead and taking chances from there. Some really nice blind counters. We were sitting there watching it, was like, man, Boston just looked clean right now. You saw the first blood 7-3. When Boston get a first blood, especially on Hacienda, 93% of the time they convert it to a round win. So they get that blood, they're feeling comfortable.
Boston up 2-0. How did they start the match? Well, they had some very strong slayers keeping up with the LA Thieves. Let's take a look at the highlights, because early on we're like, oh, business as usual. There's another 3-piece from Hydra. They're up by 60 points. Then after a rotation, Allie, we're tied.
I mean, and that is so impressive to do in general. Like, you open up this map and you have Hydra dropping 3 pieces on your forehead to still make that turnaround, Cammy, Unreal P2, just to kind of snowball into Snoopy getting comfortable, right? And I talked about this as we were heading into this pre-show. It was like, if they make it to that Skyline hardpoint and they get Snoopy going early on in this series, there is definitely some opportunity for Boston Breach.
They did some things really good on this map, and I'll tell you both of them. All right, it was the P2s where Cammy just gets there early. They were just playing from the front, right?
Yeah.
It was fine. Like, Cammy would get there, find a kill. We could make it scrappy, and if Thieves overextend, we'll get a big chunk of time, which is exactly what happened. But the other thing is they really prioritize the P1s. It happens so often where you see Purge finding 2-3 kills from hallway, then just dropping down to hill, playing with his teammates, and finding good time to sort of give them that, keep that 20-point lead that they had. They use that to win the game.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's really curious about this Boston team and how they play Hacienda is they actually make the map feel very small, because they're playing from like the middle of the map. They're not playing around the outside nearly as much. And when they do get good setups from the front, then again, you allow Snoopy to hit that long route, find ways to hit these pitches, get around the back, and it creates disasters. So it's just really interesting to see how they choose to play the map versus a team like LA, who prefers to kind of take the long routes around the back, get spawns first, then play for the hill. Breach is just like hill, 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 let Snoopy go fly. Yeah.
If you've been to a CDL event before, please make some noise.
Woo, I've been one.
And teach everyone joining us for the first time how to get loud, because this is going to be a crazy series. I have a feeling we're going to a game 5. We have not done that for LA Thieves throughout any of the qualifier games. So let's revisit our predictions, because Alan, if we don't go to a game 5, we're all looking real dumb.
Correct. It's just so crazy, because like a week ago, calling this Boston team mid would have been a compliment. Now they're 2-0 up against LA Thieves. I'm still sticking with Thieves, though. They're going to get a huge momentum swing here and reverse sweep.
Allie, it's not the first time they've played. They're split 1-1 in Black Ops 6. Who do you got winning this?
I still have to stick with LA Thieves, but I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong.
All right, we're all sticking with LA Thieves. We have faith. Is it misplaced? Let's find out as we send it back to the casters.
Thank you very much, guys. Man, I think Nameless has been back in Gigawake and back in Purge for so long, and the one day he's screaming right now, the one day he doesn't, they look so good.
He's so fake every time.
Well, folks, we're almost ready to get into control. Vault. How do you feel about this? Because again, Thieves are they're the best control team we've got, right?
Look,
they're the men, right? They're the gods among men.
Yes.
How does this happen?
10-2 record in control, like on the stage, on the year, maybe the best control team in the game. They have some of the best players in the game mode and even on this specific map. I mean, look, on paper, make no mistake, Thieves should be walking away with the series because they have the best objective player on the map in Envoy and the best Slayer on this map coming through from Hydra. I mean, 2 players in the top 5 specific to Vault Control. I mean, assuredly, there's no way unless Snoop has something to say. I mean, dropped a 38 bomb in map number 1, got the double-digit kills in map number 2. The SMGs for LA Thieves got to wake up because Snoop has been giving them the hands.
He has indeed. And he's looking to get it down again. Oh boy, look at the snaps. Nice moves, man. Right off of B, over towards A, and again, the Thieves have responded to this perfectly. However, bad news, Purge is in your spawn, and he's absolutely whooping you.
Yeah, and Purge is already forcing you to spawn out, so now Thieves really don't have the reinforcements. They're trying to fight 2v3 effectively over towards the point, and, well, Purge gets the hand for the long-range gunfight. The Boston players at least able to take some space and move towards this A zone, but they try to be cheeky off the rip, and they got punished. 35 seconds off the clock, and they have just now touched the zone.
Okay, well, you're in. 3 members now of the Thieves on A defense. Purge just trying to cause a bit of a problem there, just trying to slow them down, get his teammates out of spawn and into the fight. And you've done just that. You found a couple of sweet kills, so now Boston, you have the map. Oh, wow.
I mean, big win, just to try to keep things moving. Woo. But that gets shut down again, and if you had Purge off the opening break, taking out an assault rifle, they wanted that B zone off the rib so badly, but now a desperation effort, 25 seconds to go. You're gonna have to start forcing it here if you're Boston, and things right now are not looking good.
Whoa, wait a minute, Purge got tags into everyone. 20.9, the clock has been stopped, and it's a 3-man stack on A. First segment gone halfway through. Here comes man number 4, say goodbye to the A zone.
Cast a curse, say it doesn't look good, 4-man wiping the feed, and they're gonna get it as well. So there you go, extra minute to the clock, and now a life advantage. How fast things can turn in control.
Wait, Purge finding a couple of kills there. They're not able to get towards the B zone just yet. Ghosty, the tactical retreat, he's gonna catch players coming in off spawn. He's been picked up. Man advantage for a second there, went to Boston. Nice work from Scrap on the defense.
Yeah, up top, reigning supreme. This might be operation attempt to get somebody into art if you're on Boston, but the AR players for LA Thieves are slamming every single door shut. They're looking for your moment, and Snoop, nice little pounce. That's good comms rolling through to trade out Hydra. He's able to stay alive and keep position, but everywhere you go, an LA Thieves player is crawling.
Yeah, an Envoy. Pick a corner, any corner, even with Cammy with the comms. Wait, no way. Envoy staying alive now, going toe-to-toe with Awakening. You managed to get over towards B for a few seconds there. You get a little bit of pressure, but again, not a whole lot. And the Envoy is still in your spawn, so you pushed forward, but you're in the pinch still. You're still in the trap.
Dude, and Big Wait just gets back down. We're letting one-shot players live for free on the most important spot on the map. So if we're not playing with confidence, we're going to lose this round.
You can still try to win on kills, though. 15 seconds, no lives left. But only 2 members of Boston there for the Thieves. Just find a hole and stay safe. 10 seconds now on it. Snoopy, last man, sends it. First round comes to a close. LA Thieves strike first.
And ultimately, the majority of that comes down to the break. Boston clearly trying to force things through on the B zone, but LA Thieves win enough extra gunfights that the play was never effectively set up. And granted, Boston repositioned, able to secure the A zone and keep that down to a default round. But in the meantime, while they're happy for the progress, Scrap might have the hot hand. 11 kills in a round of control. I mean, that is about as good as it gets. Lighten up the kill feed, making sure he can keep things active for his team.
That's the man right there. It didn't feel like there was a whole lot of a mid-round adjustment there from the Boston squad. Or if there was, Thieves were just one step ahead. A nice opening round again. Scrap on that 5. We'll see how he's looking towards the Hellstorm. Halfway. Lovely first blood. Hydra joins him. This is a great attack so far. Wait a minute. Hydra now. Oh, if not for Awakening there, it would have been nearly perfect. But you're still keeping the A zone captured. And Scrap now on a 7. Tremendous aggression forward.
I mean, at least you trade him out, but yeah, that's a nice little punch of the opening break to make sure you get the progress going on the A zone. This is going to be a slow capture as well. Only 2 players on it who are constantly jumping off to look for the kills, but you're looking to feed. Trade throwing through back and forth. 2 ticks of progress for Ray and Boston. They're fighting for it.
Oh, absolutely. Opening break. What a hit. You took a couple of teeth and the A zone with that opening punch, Thieves. Good stuff. That's going to be 2 minutes and 18 seconds there on the game clock. Plenty of lives still.
Envoy, though, should get caught, yeah, stunned in a triangle of Boston players who've done a great job of at least clearing out the middle of the map. So they're set up in control. Snoopy's got behind enemy lines. He does get taken down, but at least you know you have all the pressure in the world if you're Boston. Everybody for Thieves coming out of spawn.
Thieves on spawn now through the middle of the map. Purge has found himself a corner upstairs. That'll be a problem in a moment, but in the meantime, his teammates get picked apart, so Awakening, the only man left alive here to really make a dent. Purge is going to catch a player in spawn. Can he find Ghosty? He's on the hunt for the player in spawn now, trying to stay alive on the B zone. Nice work there from Scrap. Over to one boy. Oh, can't get the pair. A pinch now developing towards the zone. Lovely coverage there from Ghosty. Oh, for the time being, a segment in the bag. And you're not out of the woods yet. Hydra's still alive.
I mean, you're happy for the segment. At the very least, you got a little bit of an advantage, and they are keeping this pressure up. Envoy underneath Art, forcing out the spawns. And these are players from Boston that are trying to funnel through the zone. You have Purge that's been in ammo the entire time, but if it's not for Cammy picking up the two-piece, Thieves have had constant opportunities, but that's, well, nearly all 4 players down. And you're spawning out at P2. This is a blender of a map right now.
Man. Ghosty at one end, Hydra in the other. 3 members now of Boston are in a bit of trouble, but is Hydra in trouble? No, wait a minute. The second! The Phenom, laid up over the top. Cammy's gonna have to reposition. Second segment gonna be as well. Cammy somehow finds a kill there on the player on the zone. Scrap still keeping the capture going. Purge down and out. That should be the round.
I mean, they just perfectly played that. The SMG is getting over towards Art, getting over towards Stashu, and even when you had a near 4-man wipe in the feed for Boston, they're spawning out at P2 and saying, we can just ignore the guy ammo. Who cares about him? Go flip their spawn, look for the spawners, and effectively a dominant round. And this is the type of emphatic fashion you want to see from the LA Thieves to try to get some momentum back. And look at the kill feed while Snoopy has had a monstrous series so far on this map, getting absolutely shut down, and Hydra, the man that has risen from the ashes, taking the advantage from him.
Those ashes are still red hot. What a bounce back here. Thieves in control. In control. It makes sense. Another round, here we go. The lifeline they're sorely looking for here in the series, just to stay alive. Can Boston get on the board at the very least? Thieves, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Yeah, a map win on the series.
Well, able to get the first blood in the round. Back down immediately from up top. Purge and Snoop trying to work together. Scrap, though, I mean, just making sure everybody keeps their distance. While Hydra gets traded out, you imagine you're going to be able to get the trades, or maybe not. Clean 2-piece there from Snoop, and that's going to be 3 in the feed. Not got pressure on both zones. Envoy, though, takes care of B. Stock and standard now in this round, working towards A, and Hydra hasn't missed a step.
No, not yet. Cammy up close and personal. Coverage there on the right-hand side from Purge. Hydra now trying to break. No, Purge's going to be there. Keeps it going. First segment now done. The stack is there for Boston Breach. They managed to capture A in their opening attacking round. It was B that was their absolute pitfall. Here we go. Just shy of 2 minutes on the game clock when this goes. Uh-oh, not yet. Completely surrounded. On the attack towards B, but wait. Scrap will be the sole defender. Only finds one, traded out immediately.
He's not going for Art either. He's going to be playing for the zone, and now Awakening is just going to be isolated on it. Needs to play his life and just keep a little bit of pressure up, and he's doing so for the moment, but simply overwhelmed and gunned down. Awakening couldn't give you too much there in that moment. Tied up on the life count, middle of the map, owned by Hydra.
Yeah, nice job. It slows down the entire play. It makes Cammy irrelevant in that fight. Thieves now pushing forward. They've got way over the halfway mark. Now they're inside to Rugs. Now, again though, the tables turn immediately. Envoy can't make anything happen there. Hydra finds a corner. Purge does not check it now. On the approach towards B, you're down a man.
Such a good spot, always pays off. Art control firmly in the hands of LA Thieves. Plenty of flank opportunities to roll through if Boston ever step foot on this zone, but they're not even able to get there. Getting picked apart along the way. Snoopy trying to square up with the pistol. Cammy gave you 2, but that's all Boston are able to get. And a nice gunfight win, but not in a place that's going to matter, at least not in the short term. Boston trying to orchestrate a good push.
Getting close, but still nothing. Life count still a single. Wait a minute. Awakening now finds himself in the zone. 7 HP should be traded out indeed. But wait, Purge is now on the flank as well. Able to get to the fight ASAP, and they do just that. So, folks, it's not be yet 9-9 on the life count. Players now on the zone for a second. You've still got a player in the backline, and Envoy this time dealt with. This round's not over yet.
I mean, big wins. You got the vault control as well, so the opportunity in an 8v8 is here. You want to play this almost like a round of S&D. Problem is, number 2 on the minimap, Hydra might have a guaranteed flank. You get the pressure over towards the B zone, but now you got problems to solve.
Yeah, does it work though? Kills up front, all good. Hydra now, the flank. Oh, he's been dealt with. What a kill from Snoopy. Trades once again, 5v5.
They get caught though. Now you're out of lives. Boston, 25 seconds is a good bit of time, but the pressure to the zone is not easy.
4v4, 20 seconds. Hydra pushing forward, gets himself one alongside Envoy. The clock's still ticking. Boston fighting for this one. Hydra spots out Snoopy. No one's going to be in a position to get on the zone, and the Thieves are all over it. Final 10. Couple of kills now. The trades start beginning to roll. The time's still ticking. Last man awakening, and he is nowhere near the zone. He's nowhere near the kills. Control, the lifeline for the LA Thieves in the series. And I can lip read a little bit. I don't think we're that happy with the victory there for the Thieves. They feel like the series should be over now. They find themselves down so far. And Boston Breach can't be too disappointed with that one. You gave it your all, but again, the Thieves simply too good at control. The 2-3-5 team, congratulations. You took number 2. And now another hard point. Can you steal it? Or will we get a game 5?
Ultimately, I think we just saw confirms that we're going to be in a war. Not about the first couple battles. We're going to have a distant series on our hands, and the gun is right there getting hot for the side of LA Thieves. I mean, Hydra and Scrap making sure they throw on a takeover performance. And as is tradition, the objective kills, guys like Envoy going to be living for it, and Ghost of the human UAV, dishing up every assist in the world for his teammates. So a well-orchestrated effort, and Boston simply had nothing to offer. Snoopy, for the first time in this series, did get shut down.
Did get shut down indeed. 15-23 for young Snoopy. But a clean 3-0, as you would expect. Hey, what's up? The Boston Breach fan in the flesh out here in Texas. I'm sure there are plenty of you. But for now, we're going to look at the highlights of your team getting absolutely rolled by the Thieves.
Yeah, and just a couple moments that what could have been if they win an extra gunfight or root guys like Scrap out of ammo. Again, watching Awakening just be fearful, running away from the gunfights, not trading these players out, and really not able to capitalize on any situation they had. And then even the offensive win from LA Thieves was just spawn kill dominance, where they're able to run the life count out. I mean, Boston spent the entire time spawning out over towards P4 rather than back hard, and they just never able to stabilize. The SMGs for Boston Breach there on the receiving end of a beatdown, and Cammy might have had a few moments, but I don't think the AR has really ever opened up the map. That is dominance on vault control.
Yeah, it's almost felt like it was more about positioning. They got the job done there, and they get a mastery of the map by the LA Thieves, a mastery of the mode as well. But we go back to Hardpoint, who plenty of teams have had a good run on, but we go to a Skyline chance, a Skyline that can be a fickle map for so many teams. It's a bang out, but everyone's getting that bit better at controlling the chaos now, you know, putting that lightning in a bottle when it comes to this Hardpoint map.
And it's also a map that Boston had plenty of reps on as well. So certainly the hardpoint advantage are leaning towards LA Thieves. But I mean, the Hacienda is one they definitely were wanting to win. And now Boston go, hey, we get one of our best hardpoint maps in this series where we have an advantage. They get to play with no fear in their hearts. They have nothing to lose as far as a winners round 1 matchups go, and a map that they are comfortable on. And I just know for Snoopy, he's saying, hey, get me away from Vault. I like this map so much more. The more gunfights he's able to take, the better.
Yeah, a lot of gunfights, folks. A lot of gunfights here on Skyline. You know, you've played Ranked. If you haven't played Ranked, try to veto Skyline at times. I mean, for the older players, your hands will go after a couple of rotations, you know. But still, a lead coming into this one for Boston Breach is unheard of. I mean, you heard Shift talking about on the desk. Not the best run up towards the major for Boston, but right now, Lanimals, absolute Lanimals. Cammy's looking fantastic. Snoopy's individual prowess is disgusting, and Purge as well, man. Purge is from start to finish in the first hard point. He was the difference maker. Way ahead of rotations, massive individual fights. Doing everything right as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you can just see the brain operating for Purge when he's able to play on the map. That's why the S&D especially is a standout mode for the side of Boston. Maybe not a ton of moments on Skyline to show off the brain, but it is execution on the routes, trying to lock down the P2s and P4s especially. If you manage to convert it to a Money Hill type of time, you will be happy to walk away with that type of victory. But certainly it is a map where the slang needs to be ever present. Front half of the series, it was nothing but Snoop and Cammy lighting up the kill feed. Scrap and Hydra most recently able to turn things around. Who's going to step up here on the map number 4? Get the tone set for the rest of the tournament.
Crunch time for the LA Thieves. Lose this, you go down the lower bracket. Boston lose this, and we see it game 5. pressure now for both our squads. The advantage you have, Boston. Don't squander it now. You got the Thieves on the ropes.
Oh, Snoopy's going for the cheeky spot off the break. Yeah, with the AR as well. The window spot will get you every single time. But even with the first blood rolling through, Envoy still made his way towards the objective inside of P1. And I mean, there is no one better that you want on time to be the collector. Envoy will give you everything while his teammates pick up all the kills.
He finds a lot of intel, he finds damage, it's lovely stuff. Counterattack now is on. Breach clear at the top side of the map as best they can, and still, oh, finally you get him off point. Boston now finding their time for the first moments here of P1, but Hydra, what a dive in time.
Hey, ultimately, though, this has been really good P1 time for LA Thieves that they're not going to be able to run that score up any further. Boston able to stabilize and get a nice series of kills going their way, and they have the left side spawns. And I'm looking for LA Thieves. There are no routes being taken. Everybody's still spawning out. Scrap finally makes his way near towards P2, but Boston are going to have a pretty good setup. They just need somebody to collect the time.
Ghosty Walk might have been the guy. He's gone now. Envoy, the next player up here for the Thieves. Rapid attack. As the LA Thieves are going to be able to get back into time ASAP. Close spawns now all through piano side. Wait, Awakening gets his kill. The next two players have been called out and dealt with. No, Scrap's going to find a way to punch a hole. Here comes Awakening on the pinch. And it's a 2 nearly for Demon Joe, but the damage is there. And the slide onto Ghosty as well. Hardpoint Boston.
And Awakening 8-3 start of the first two hills. This is the giveaway that you're going to be looking for, and his timing on the pinch was perfect. And from LA Thieves, I mean, that was a P2 that they were making some hero ball-esque plays to try to make it through, but not stabilizing with the teamwork. Ghosty might open up the map, though, here for you, but it's not even going to get his team any time at all. Traded out towards the end, and now you're just looking for the kills to put Boston on the back foot, but they walk away the first two hills with a decent-sized lead.
Yeah, decent-sized lead. Great trades out of Boston there. They seem to be winning all these fights. The teamwork is great. Fantastic cohesion on the approach. Cammy with a perfect pinch. The snap there from Hydra enough to get a couple of shots in, and that creates a problem for Boston. They fall in the fight, and that allows the setup now for the Thieves.
And you're really looking for a tide-turning moment here right now from LA Thieves. They don't have the right side spawns, but the kills, they're getting most of them. 1v1 battle for the final little bit. Ghosty gives it to you, but that is just to keep the 50-50. Right now, Thieves a little bit more desperate for the time, because Boston, again, right side spawn's going to be the impact. 4 down in the feed. You get the scrap, you get the rotation, and you get a nice little advantage here on Skyline.
Yeah, real nice advantage. Hydra is going to be in the fight in a moment as he makes his way across the other side of the map. Meanwhile, his teammates are getting bodied in the hard point. No one's having a great time right now for the Thieves. Except for Ghosty, 15-9. You'll definitely take that. 14-8 for Awakening, though. He's certainly come to play here on Skyline. Set up for new in the best possible way. Can Awakening find any more of this life? Is Strider now trying to drive those players back, purged by steps. Gets one, that certainly helps now to the point. Oh, an Awakening! That's his hard point now.
That is the calmest dead I've ever seen in the player cam. Awakening comfortable 17-8 right now. And the players on LA Thieves in the meantime, Ghosty's giving you everything he can. Everybody else is getting throttled, and Ghosty found a new place to fall off the map. The Spirit of Clayster lives on.
Absolutely, man. Awakening 6 spree. He's very close to the Hellstorm. Here comes the hit. No hope whatsoever. 20 seconds down. That's a nice 3 down in the feed. Snoopy last man up, essentially a 4. LA Thieves get the break, and they dodge the Hellstorm.
I mean, gentlemen, falling off the map at this point, I mean, this is just not a good look. Somehow they're able to get the break. The Snoopy wins the one gunfight, clears everything out, and that's a gunfight that's effectively a 20-point swing. 10 seconds, Boston get the Thieves do not. So after the first set of rotations, going to be a 50-point lead for Boston, bringing the heat in Hardpoint. And Cammy might be overwhelmed as Thieves get into time, and Scrap wins a nice gunfight as well. Thieves looking for the stabilization.
It's nice out the Thieves. A couple of sweet kills. They start to chain this together a little bit. Their first P1 was very productive, all things considered. But again, can they make that the case here in our second set? Cammy, he gets 2 in the feed. A big turn there from Hydra now. Snoopy gets a 2-piece of his own, and now Boston are back in time.
And you trade him out as well. That's 2 players from the Thieves that were trying to make the play. Awakening might have lost the gunfight and got turned on, but he at least reads the spawn, so you keep the left side pressure. And first it was Hydra. Now it's Envoy trying to work these pinches, but it has been a P1 effectively where Thieves have been the super soakers. I mean, a 50-point deficit chopped down to 30, and in the meantime, Thieves at least 2 players out towards P2, and a dicey moment, Hydra delivers, and he's going to flip those spawns.
That's nice, well. Snoopy had eyes on, he wasn't able to capitalize on that. So Thieves, this is your moment. Can you strike? The iron is getting ever hotter. Scrap with the 2. Purge with a trade towards point. Catches Hydra unaware, manages to win the fight.
Now where are the comms? Where are the comms rolling through? Thank God Scrap wins that one for LA Thieves. Purge nearly pierced that setup, but the 50-point lead has been closed. And already Thieves right back inside. Boston take the foot off the gas, and funnily enough, it was at P1 where the game turned around.
Snoopy's managed to get in the back line now, trying to cause some problems. Cammy waiting for the reinforcements. He can't do this alone. Cammy through the front, only finds 1, so the trade's complete. Now to Purge in the middle of the map. What a kill and a Hydra that was. His face bounced off the jacuzzi, right into the kill feed. Here comes the lead change. The Thieves are in this still.
Just getting back down. I mean, one single gunfight, maybe for the time that Cammy's gonna look for it, but Scrap reads it, and this has just been a wonderful turnaround moment from LA Thieves. I mean, Boston Breach simply fell quiet. Snoopy's gonna strike, but that's just the entry. You're not getting time off this just yet, but at least you get a setup around it. Looking to execute and get some momentum back in your favor, but now they're falling like dominoes.
Oh, Cammy's doing what we can to get towards this hard point. Lovely stuff, Boston, once again, looking to battle back into this. Whoa, let's go for a listening with Boston Breach.
Side.
Coming out to
I
the
just
nice.
be there side.
Not weak. On time, on the fireplace.
Fireplace, everyone. One more on the left, one more on the left. One more. Nice, yeah.
Yeah, there's two. Sad boy, two.
Nice.
One to the right.
I dropped
On the right, Hydra weak to the right. Scrap on left.
weak.
Yeah, I got dominated. Yo, last 2 their side. That point goes to last guy, all time, boys.
Yeah, flip
This time, boys, yes.
We want to bet the ball.
You can wrap it off spawn, wrap it off spawn.
I have left side,
Go right side.
He's game, Charlie. Go. We show boys. We saw boy.
I'm pre boys. Good boys. Yeah, spawn down.
They all spawn down.
Good shit, boys.
No, dead.
I get top mid. I get top mid.
Both come in. They're both top 5.
Yeah. One more. Dan up there, boys. He's up top. Dan
I got time.
I'm on top right, bro.
I spawn the back, boys.
Okay, can we top left?
Already on left. Dan in the back, bro. What the fuck on the back? One more on the back.
Zone. I need.
In the bed.
Stay up, Eric.
Back strap. Dead, bro.
Nice. Ghosty spawn out. He's deep spawn out kitchen.
Back, we bro. We're back. Back right in the corner.
Yeah, I don't see him in the corner. Boy,
My here, left, my here.
Yeah, bro. You play for it, bro.
I don't see my left.
I need there's 2 running in the time. One more, 2,
Yeah,
1, 2.
low bed, dead.
Closet.
Nice, have a low bed. Give me back right, boys. Nice, good shit. Take our time, boys.
So this time, guarantee this.
I suck him.
Okay, nice.
Could be top, okay.
I got top, top, dead, guys. Nice, good shit, boys. So this, okay? Take our time,
Going
boys.
under, guarantee a kill here, guys.
Yeah, I'm done with you. Nice. Top mid, scrap. Really weak, Eric. Really weak their side.
That, bro.
You're hit, bro.
By the way.
Yeah, they're gonna spawn back at you, Joe. Spawn back at you, Joe. Nice, respawn out. Stay down, bro. Get time, Evan. Top mid again. One shot, scrap, top mid, boys. Absolute top mid, boys. Scraps, one shot, top mid.
You can hit the right behind you.
Yo, flip, boys. Yo, give me Jim.
Alright, one time. Alright, I guess I'll
Top mid, Ghosty's top P2. Ghosty's top P2. Yeah. Okay, yo. Listen, 2 top
I was gonna hit up
Piano in fireplace.
Yeah.
Fireplace. One guy's piano, one time.
I'm jumping top right, okay? I'm trying to get for you, Joe. Come see him piano, bro. Go see that top.
Thieves back to P1. A good listening there from Boston Breach. Pace in the comms. Trying to find the pace in the game as well.
They go for the flank though. Hydra goes for the pinch around the map. So another P1 for LA Thieves that is ultimately fantastic for them to get back in the game. But in the long-term battle, Boston posted up on this rotation. Bird jumping over heads and maybe a painful moment. I mean, that is a near full 60 coming through on a P1. We have ourselves a game.
Absolutely. Here we go, folks. One more hard point potentially to seal the deal. Purge to the middle of the map, finding him a couple of kills now over towards P2. Cammy behind the desk. Entry from Envoy, gets it. Looking towards the backline as well. Can he clear it out? No, he cannot. Still, numbers here. Hydra, ooh, finally gets the kill, but not without a lot of damage. Final cleanups there and the Thieves are in.
And he's able to make sure you flip the spawns as well. So another string of a moment there coming in from LA Thieves. The pinches from Hydra on this map have been ever present. And you're looking to get the time, but somebody's got to soak it up. Another pinch from Hydra gets there, maybe a little bit late, but you keep the time at least white or empty. But he has to do so much work to keep Boston away.
Hydra's still doing the work though. He's finding nearly all of the kills. Checks his corners as well. Pressure now from Zip. A man on time. Purge, will he check this corner? He will not. He will be brought down once again. And again is Hydra on the routes. No more kills. No more time. We go to another hard point.
And a P3 where I feel like Boston have just had the extra edge. Scrap with the X-ray vision, but he's going to get traded out, and Boston win this rotation again.
They win it again through fire. Envoy brought down. Wins from Ghosty. Saves the day for a time being. Over to Snoopy. Can he get it? He can. Scrap with the trades. Hard point in the hands of the Thieves. Counterattack Boston. 2 men in, 2 men down. The Thieves hold.
And this is a dicey moment for Boston. You need to get this break as well, but you don't want to overcommit and flip. You got to be very delicate in these moments.
Perfect start right now for the Thieves. First man, Snoopy. Trades are nearly done. The lead changes there, and they hold on for another wave. Now through the middle of the map. Cammy, he finds his. No more in the life tank. You're still fighting tooth and nail here in Kitchen.
I mean, this is almost certainly going to be a rotation as well. Boston, though, got to get these guys out of time. You strip a little bit away, but you haven't forced the rotation just yet. You need to strip away 5 extra seconds.
One more go. One more attack, Boston. Once more in. The trades, they're done. And it's final 10, but you're not going to be able to win it here either. The rotation is on.
Going towards new. You get the setup here for Boston. They're going to have 3 out of 4 players near by the time. Cammy up top, 2 players down low. Thieves are going to be sprinting.
One final bedroom hard point. One final go. Here we have it. Boston with a control. A solid break is all you need for the Thieves. You battled this far. Hydra down. Next up through bedside. Down. Next man. Purge. Down. Hydra dead. That is that.
Sensitivity training for Cammy. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back.
He's back. Boston breach with a first upset of Major 2. And what a way to do it. The Thieves, they will descend to the lower bracket. Boston can absolutely hold their heads high as they march forward.
And how about them just punishing the mistakes that Thieves are making? You had P1s from LA that were dominant, but players taking massive routes to effectively flip the spawn the wrong way against the team, and Boston capitalized. And I know there's a man that has been on a mission, often criticized so much that Nameless has turned on him, Awakening. 44 bomb on their foreheads with nearly 2 minutes in the time. I mean, the best map I've seen Awakening play all year long, and by God did he pick a moment to make it happen. But obviously, full team there from the effort. Cammy just threw up 21 assists and dished out 4,600 damage. LA Thieves in the respawn, well, at least in the hard points, could not hang.
They got him. Demon Joe, 4.5k damage as well. Well, a match that was. A happy Boston indeed, elated. As the first major upset of our tournament. Look at that.
Dude, and just such a cool roster as well. Like, these guys got grouped up together at the tail end of last year, went into the EWC just to see if things were gonna click. Did well enough that they said, yep, this is gonna be our team rolling into new. And I mean, they've been impressive throughout the year, maybe sort of a mediocre major one, but ultimately throwing up a lot of CDL points. And I mean, here they are, taking out the big dogs in a clean series as well. You win 2 hard points against LA Thieves. That might